My never say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, osia dem yopo.
Exposed. Beyond passport, how Abronye planned to escape. It's all over in Ghana. Abronye went to court and he's been remanded. Now the NPP big mouths are quiet. Afenyo Markin and his bunch of noisemakers, they are all quiet. Remember the judge who said, I remand him in legal custody until the decision is arrived at. And many said it was harsh. Of course, I am one of those. Now Abronye went back to court, and all of a sudden, the judge says, you broke the terms of your bail. You were supposed to surrender your passport. But you, this guy, you refused to surrender the passport. What reason did Abronye give? He said his passport was with the British Embassy. In fact, the British High Commission. And he couldn't go back there to take it. That is so disrespectful, so silly. My brother, if his passport was with the Ghana authorities and Britain had told him in the British court that, you know what, we need your passport, he would have done everything possible to go there and collect his passport to go and give to the people. These people, they are Ghanaians by skin and face. These people. Abronye DC, one of the communicators of the NPP. By their fruits, you know them. This one too is a communicator. This one, no common sense, no facts, absolutely empty. And he's their communicator. The other day I was with NPP people and I asked them, what is Abronye communicating? And they burst into laughter. I said, don't laugh, I'm serious. What do you tell Abronye to communicate? You know what they told me? That, oh, he has his group of people who understand the junk that he spews, and they are in the majority. Unfortunately, they added. I say, oh, wow. So we have some junk group of people, in quotes. So you bring a junk communicator to feed them with more junk, instead of bringing an enlightened communicator to take them out of the junk status. Jesus have mercy. We have a long way to go, brother. I listen to Abronye, and I'm like, what is he really communicating? He doesn't even understand what he's reading. And I hear that he has some degrees and a certain pedigree. So which school gave this guy a degree? I don't get it. With all respect, my brother, Abronye doesn't have to be a communicator to be useful in his party. There are gutters to be cleaned. He can be a gutter cleaner. Communal labor, you are still serving your nation. But guys like this, they are those who make the money. The professors of the party are still struggling. The doctors of the party are still struggling to get a bit of the cake. Their biggest fault or problem is that they speak common sense. And in politics, common sense does not win votes. It's what? Insults and foolishness. Hey, we're talking all the facts. This is Abronye. In which serious country would Abronye be a communicator? Do you know what that means? Communicator. He is supposed to bring to the understanding of people government policies. Every now and then, police are looking for him. And his party jackals will come there and howl. Woo! All over the place. His party owls will come there and hoot all over the place. The party dogs will come and bark, woof, woof, so that Abronye will be freed. We are sowing wind. We shall reap storm. This is Abronye. They call him Kwame Bafo officially. Well, Abronye has been locked up several times. Under the NPP, this guy was so untouchable. And you know who he communicates for? Another junk leader. Bawumia. This is Bawumia's communicator. He fought for Bawumia using insults and unprintable language. He was the only one who was able to face Kennedy Japan boot for boot with insults. You know, Ken is also, that kind of insulting person. That's why I withdrew my support for him. A tribalist. Now he's quiet and I'm happy. I have the pictures. Blackmail. We don't want a leader like that. This guy faced him boot for boot, insult for insult, until Kennedy ran away like a hounded dog. Maybe that's why they keep him there. Insult competition, not communication. My brother, Kennedy Japan couldn't stand this guy. He finally had to run to Bawumia and tell Bawumia, hey, discipline your dog. Me to have disciplined my dog. Bawumia saw the trump card in this guy and probably allowed him to continue backing. They threatened each other. Finally, Abronye threatened judges and called them illiterate judges in one way or the other. A certain judge, he said he had grammatical errors. Abronye, if there's somebody to mark grammar, is it Abronye? Abronye. He brought down the judge to the level of junk. How he was a political judge, how that judge did not write good grammar, nor speak good grammar, and so on and so forth. And they cited him for contempt. His party lawyers went in there, made a lot of noise. Abronye was remanded in custody. He started to cry that he was running diarrhea. My brother, but the law is the law. Well, my prayer was that Abronye at least would be set free legally. He went to court. And Abronye has been remanded again. And the reason, he did not fulfill the conditions for which he had bail. One big one was the passport. He said his passport was with the British High Commission. And he couldn't go get it because the British people don't play. If you give them your passport, you have to wait. He could have just taken the courts, whatever, to them, to tell them, you know what? This is what the court says. Can I have my passport? No, but he respects the British people more than his own Ghanaian people. So the judge decided that he would teach him yet another lesson of patriotism. And he kicked him back into custody. Right now, everywhere is quiet. But can I tell you more? Abronye most probably could have run out of the country. It's possible. You know why? Come here. Run it, my youth. Abronye wrote a letter. Look at it. Kwame Bafo, regional chairman, New Patriotic Party, Bono region. His phone numbers are there. His email address is there. On the 5th of September, 2025, 3 days after my birthday. He wrote to the Immigration and Refugee Affairs Department, the embassies, the High Commission, and the Asylum Authority. This was what Abronye wrote. Dear Sir or Madam, subject, formal request for political asylum and security protection. Abronye. I, Kwame Bafo Abronye, a Ghanaian politician and the current regional chairman of the New Patriotic Party, the NPP, in the Bono region of Ghana, respectfully submit this formal application for political asylum and security protection from now till the period when my application will be assessed and granted by any of the countries I have applied to, as attached below. I have attached all relevant documents establishing my Ghanaian citizenship, marked Exhibit A, grounds for seeking asylum. My request is based on consistent, escalating political persecution, threats to my life, and systemic abuse of state security powers by the current government of Ghana. Now, the key grounds are: 1, unlawful arrest and detention. In February 2025, shortly after the current NDC government assumed office, I became the first opposition politician to be invited, arrested, and detained by the National Investigations Bureau for over 13 hours. My arrest followed my public criticism of the government's crude, unfair, and blanket dismissal of over 150,000 Ghanaian workers without due cause and a call for their immediate reinstatement. During my detention, I was threatened, intimidated, and sternly warned that unless I ceased criticizing the government, I would face more severe reprisals in the future. Number 2, ongoing threats and intimidation. And you come all the way to the third one: targeted harassment and threats of arrest. It's a 5-page epistle of Abronye. If this was in the days of the Bible, this would have been Abronye, epistles of Abronye, chapter 1, verse whatever. And when you read, he goes on and on and on and on. Find time and read that. Flip. In light of the above, he says, in light of the above, and in genuine fear for my personal safety and that of my family, I respectfully take political asylum and security protection in your country. To replace my trust, I place my trust in your respected institution to consider my case urgently, to extend the necessary humanitarian assistance and protection under international conventions governing the rights of asylum seekers. And he signed. That's his signature. And look at the countries he wrote to. Do you know? America, England. Those are the countries he wants to go to. No country in Africa. UK, United States. Okay, Cote d'Ivoire is also there. Spain, France, and Italy. Cote d'Ivoire. I'm sure he put that in there for the face value. As for Cote d'Ivoire, I can even arrange for you to get asylum there. I can arrange for you to get asylum in Cote d'Ivoire. You don't need a letter. Let's go. This guy will run back into the country in hours. It's for face value. This is what Abronye wrote, telling the whole world that they want to kill him. They want to wipe out his family. He's no more safe in this country and he wants to go. My brother, my sister, the court grants him bail, and he agreed that his passport will be given. At the time they were granting you bail, why did you not tell them that your passport was not available? Only for him to grab the bail, and he comes back to say, I didn't give my passport because it was with the British, whatever. Let us respect this country. Let us respect our country. Now, Paul Adumochiri is also a member of this political party. For some time now, he and one Dr. Frank Amoakohene have been having issues. Amoakohene comes down on him, and he comes down on Amoakohene, and they banter. Amoakohene says, I'm a medical doctor. I'm qualified. You are not a proper lawyer. You failed your exams. I am young, and this is what I've achieved so far. You are about how many times my age? This is a political banter. And Paul Adumochiri has spoken about this gentleman. And you know what he said? He said he wants to find out how he was able to raise money to do something. I won't take the wind out of the sail. Watch this.
NDC people. If I were NDC, I'll be querying him that, hey, chief, you don't seem to have political maturity. We are in government, and then you fly to America with your wife, who is a public servant. Both of you work in the same hospital. You are regional minister. Your responsibility is to make sure that the hospital works. Sami Okujeto Ablakwa sat on TV and said that he will resign from a government if presidential jet is used to fly people abroad. God being so good, God has a sense of humor. At the time they became president, they have had more people flown abroad than the entire 8 years of Akufo-Addo's government. The entire 8 years of Akufo-Addo's government, the 16 months of NDC government has had more people flown abroad. Malik Basantale is one of them. Flown abroad for medical treatment. Ablakwa is sitting there. He hasn't resigned. He shouted on top of the roof that he's going to resign. In 18 months, God has proved him something. More of your people have gone abroad on taxpayers' money to go and look after themselves. We have no problems with that. We wish them well. We wish them speedy recovery. But they didn't wish our people speedy recovery. They wish our people death. People sat on radio and said, when the plane takes, Akufo-Addo must die. People went on demonstration and said, God should kill Akufo-Addo. We didn't say anything. Some people were sick. They were flown abroad. Hey, Ablakwa comes on radio. They should die. Why are they flying abroad? In his government, many have flown abroad for medical treatment. Malik Basantale is one of them. He's one of them. Malik Basantale, he's one of them. This guy comes to show off 36-year-old regional minister whose salary, I want the photograph with the baby, whose salary is not a salary that could have taken him to America. He comes to show that as regional minister, who was also a doctor in the hospital, whose wife is a nurse I don't know why doctors, they like marrying nurse like that, but anyway, whose wife is a nurse in the hospital. Both of them have traveled abroad, spending nearly $40,000. Amoakohene, this guy, he should be investigated. He should be investigated. He puts it up. Meanwhile, congratulations to my lovely wife for blessing our family with a bouncing baby boy. We are deeply grateful to God for his precious gift and the joy he has brought into our lives. He puts up the photograph, and he is in America. He's in the America there. His wife was flown to America to have a baby. Me and you, can our wife fly to America to have a baby when we are not government officials? Why is he able to do that and we are not able to do that? He's able to do that because a government official, he has access to money and he decides what he does with the money. When 2029 comes, Iyoko will have a lot of work to do. Iyoko will have a lot of work to do.
What is it that Paul Adumochiri has said here that doesn't make sense? Yes, Ablakwa, in the days of opposition, made it clear. No government official should be allowed to fly out of the nation to seek medical help. It looks like it's extreme, but no. It is for us to be able to fix our broken health system. They say necessity is what? The mother of invention. When you know that when you are pushed, you can easily jump out, you never fix the sinking boat. But when you know you have no way but to be in that boat, you will mend that hole. If I'm not making sense, tell me I'm not making sense. And whoever wrote that bouncing baby, when you are boasting and bluffing about your degrees and all that, there's nothing like bouncing baby. It's not a tennis ball. You can't bounce a baby. It's bouncy. The word is bouncy, not bouncing. You're not bouncing. Let me get more serious. My brother, this is an allegation from Paul Adumochri that in the 16 months of the Mahama government, more people have been flown outside the country for treatment. Where is Ablakwa? Why? Why? We are asking. We have to be able to be serious as politicians and stick to our words, not only when we are looking for political expediency, political correctness, then we are quick to utter gibberish. We are quick to say what the people want to hear. We're here when Nana Jane was flown outside the country. And many more people. Today, Amwakuhene is there. I will not be able to tell. Maybe they went on holiday and then it came that she had to give birth. I don't know. But if truly they flew out to seek medical attention, then I have a problem. I have a problem. When are we going to fix our thing? Ablakwa said no government appointee, no government official should fly out of the country. Why are we bringing this into the Abronye story? Abronye wants to leave his own motherland, Ghana. And he chose America, Italy, and some other countries where he can go. Abronye, some 2 weeks ago, was ill and had to be flown all the way to South Africa for treatment. Abronye. Where are the Ghanaian doctors? What is it that we can do in Ghana when it comes to health? How do they do it in Cuba? That other people are coming in from different parts of the world to Cuba, and we cannot reach there after how many years of independence? Is the Ghanaian doctor not capable? Why is it that most of the time it's the politicians who are flying out of the nation? Abronye flew out and went to treat himself. Nobody asked him how he was able to fund his thing there. But Paul has been able to get the documents to talk about Amwakuhene. And the point is clear. The NPP did not say we won't fly out. It was the NDC that said, we are a socialist, whatever. We will all stay in this country, fix everything for poor people. How many South Africans leave South Africa and go to Zimbabwe for health care? Hey, if we continue saying, oh, we'll fix it gradually, it will never be fixed. We have to take the radical action, sacrifice a few of us so that the system can stand. Or else we'll continue being the proverbial vultures who only think about building a nest when it's raining. After the rain is gone, oh, more time to build a nest. My brother, my sister, Paul Adumochri might be talking politics, but he's made sense. It's time for Ablakwa to come again. What happened to that? Have you changed your mind? Let us know. Ghanaian doctors are running there because we are treating them like stepchildren. They are running to the country we all are running to. That is why dual citizenship should never, be entertained in this country. It's the black pot.
Mesrel.
Okay.
Yo, mampa ni John Dramani Mahama. Or you see idea yo. Oka or yo. And NDC for pass a bill no because they made a campaign promise there be. NDC for pass a bill no because omu edge ye values, ye moral values as a country. Omu jitum. And no ma pass a bill no. And I don't have any iota of doubt. Say President John Dramani Mahama. Say bill we could do the name. Na bibia or na bibia ye okay. It will not take him a second for him to assent to this bill because opese ye bo Ghana ye ntete ye suban pa ene ya mamre ho ban se ne be ya oman no ntete mpansam se onfa na omanagi what the moment $22 million multiply 22 by 6 Ghana cedis around 132 million Ghana cedi. It wasn't even half a billion. It wasn't half a billion. And now MPP aban chere o my Ghana say the government of Ghana in 2021 wasn't having $22 million. Senanka $22 million nana o my ni be hia e de asiesie to. Esa de to Tema oil refinery aba ne dadamu ye betima refine oil la. Entina Ghana ye need $22 million eda yen account mu say ye de babe siesie to ama to ase jane na so biem so nanka ye to ama ankura kure se o mefa to nanka on konti senka ye parliament sorry enanka ye to a mami ente $22 million free 1.2 billion Ghana cedi mu kan na kwa kugu ba kofo botom adana me kire obi ade em se ade bi ho a wantwe MP fo adwe na mfiri so a wambo o me record an kire o ma o me ka se Ghana fo refi hwe ma me fa we metwam good board emaye sika sai enye over 9 billion ba na menu menu nti krom ha ena yewura baumia mo yesa ye kwa kwaje $500 million na ye the Ghana gold ye resources ni na kwa kosi awa for how many years 15 years ana
Yeah.
Enti 15 years no yeah, they got $500 million.
Yeah.
But within 1 year, yeah, you are some fee. Ebeda gold border.
More than 10 billion.
Yeah, more than 10 billion. Enti, what dear, what one kuskuna or mass enye jumano. What the fancy nanka yenya 10 billion. Enti 500 every 10 mu. Enka 9.5 billion. Kugu bako for butum. Abusuya bako. Bottom komanya 9.5 billion sa times 15 kwesi sa na commodity time of oil refinery e ba be wonim say MPP ba abayimu ebesi say omufra abayimu Tema oil refinery never refined even 1 cup of tea 1 teacup of oil 8 years o oma refine bonsu a ye de twa tea anopanom no oma ntima refine ba kokra and so surprisingly when him say workers a company that wasn't working kept on employing enti na adwuma be na adwuma fo na no form no adwuma be na mo kwako didi wo Tema oil refinery ho enti revenue kakra na omutimi generate because something operating expenses and accounting a car ye bodu adwuma ne ho e de mfa so oba no because na oil refinery na en refining oil ntini na revenue no emba so but na ye operating expenses eye adwumayefo akatua ene empanimfo na allowances ne ho nneoma no ehuri kosoro enti afibia nkwa wiye no na adwumakuo no abokase susuru insanka nyankopon
Okay.
say Yerua John Dramani Mahama ne ndisi aban baaye no and Wakai say from 2015 and our appointee Yerua Kwame Wadako at the court Tema oil refinery. A hona to say a refining crude oil. To say refining crude oil. Now oh hono na owo emkura no musanase into watete wo mo combat Kwame Wankra ne baako enti ma memfa to Emma combat suahunu na combat eji free Kwame Wada akọ no eno nene ama Ghana one of our prime assets ye to yankada Baubiane na na adoda nkwa akofado ye to ne fofofo e de ama twenko no ene
support of many Ghanaians na enwibirinti na wa madam asem yoruba enwibir but bebe ho wie fi da adwene bona ba iguraba ni tirim na oto nwom ene de na meka na baby there omanya amu ya
Yeah.
the same party ya obi na no keke okay you been si bi o baby obono yin tota na running mate mpo agban the same party and they know it.
Okay, your base kakra.
Yep, nano pan kakra.
Nano yeah.
Nano ya.
Tinkanyano ya ko running mate.
Oh, no, you're president.
I see.
Okay, you been kakra o. Oh, today we are my turn where the city Asha Wufuguna.
Yeah.
Eh, I say hunda massa ya na be hunda massa on hini bi na abo ewa. Bi so na qualify. Obo mi pan. Obo na modu baby na nzama ya basa. And most of them know that this happened. Inti mawa ye na at the end of the day na sesebeta fecha wa enye. No we create. Inti ayeti dem wenya enam enwa. Nimpinam enda nam no yo tofo. Na what the second na wutwetwem peace. Inti by the time I wo bakasa na nkese ye a so tia wo na ono wotuma odo miam. Odo mian. Ya wa banemu. Nzebu na what's the time we were finding opposition in government. Why ya buni binuma ye na bo. And more singing there. Almost everybody out and the mean panel so can when I struggling in winning elections. But because of our interest in it, at the end of the day, the mean panel was our opposition in government.
Na by etisoba.
Etisoba do lusu.
Yes.
Nkwafo we asada we mia nkwafo ma. And the musumana MPP were
yeah.
As a result, most of these institutions was I say were your first one on the radio stations. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 2007, 2008. Yeah. Radio Gold if yeah. And you be son of my part of Ghana. And the time in the woman a doma wo to punkum waba Radio Golden no the way listen me say Kasamaba. Now back at China was yes a simulation was a BB. People deliberately knowing very well that you can do it. And you can do it and do it better. But because what express interest bit of pedo ye BB, nta wo the mean pana you can do it better. And come on. Or that woman watch out. Then what he could do opposition in government. Mpayim funa what na say. Now what the man say me be enwa. Mekiza ko amaka de one of the best decisions
Our take.
yes. Mr. Minza Kusha Makada or the best decision. Council of Elders of the party. Why am I in? Nemo Mambasa when you there one. Katayaba. No, order was the impact will be what the first soon. Order will be when walk a couple. No, what him. Now, what's the impact wasn't your first soon? There and we be one. What baby when I've been him. I think didn't be a business. It is in now. You won't win up take a cash job.
And
At the time now, walk a cacana. It will be not clear there. Change on ya but take a can job.
but here ya no be asende back picture abasi
Yes,
chairman do no him no mebo chairman ti chairman only mo chairman was never only mo was it next month to watch kwesi pinso candidate back on the umbrella.
So what into the me enwa ebuno kwesi academy a we yanku bi suru te ebuno no so to no za aba na ye kwa na ye ba
wrap up 2 minutes na fe breaking news abane say chairman want to me Samana boy case no omo wi ne
Oh, to why all
The Judgment Day, 3rd July. Bosome Sene, Pepe Pama, Deputy Attorney General, Justice Semsa Akasa. Ti we and Kuma or Honumti, who conclude I'm a born voice na firm.
Kwesi, what is my Musumaka? Yeah, my joy that Jaka. Nanta me bisa Bishop Pen Wabi.
Bishop Umpire, the
I said that no lawyer necessarily we will do.
I say almost a Umpire. Cases, you know, your summoner boy, a different case.
Yeah.
Turn on him, a different case.
Yes.
Anna exam banks so a different case.
I'm busy chairman or ho.
And a Yoko so issues so be order. Yoko Yamamu. No issues no Dawson.
I'm hearing you busy chairman or ho.
I want the Indian name nearby.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's also supporters or because it is a yeah, my council of elders was our base. Yamahunumbo.
Okay.
Nemum Masam Kaka Makacha here present today. Present. No quay me. Obi or pedal also said the last 1 year is young. Oba how I do second no yeah, What an can. I mean, it's a while, son of baby, my man John for moon. Because what I say,
yeah.
Me, I don't care because so son of baby, I'm not pattern and I'm a button watch shadow. Because kind of we here NDC the one man's son. What's Madame Crawford? And she said, President Mahama. So, Okaban there. A baby obey a President Bra. Not the monk of one wash at our pedal was such a pattern. One thing will be made here one time. Council of Elders here, the one say. Because he will last one on the Tamoya refinery.
Time also, my phenomenon.
Better put your eye.
Viva.
And the court has said 3rd July for judgment. Effectively, what does it mean to the people who are looking forward to looking for this case? They make the point that the cases are delaying. Effectively, what does it mean?
Well, the courts do their work based on the rules of court. So, whatever we consider, those of us outside the court, whatever we consider as delay, sometimes as a result of the rules of court, even though indeed there are other things that can cause the delay. But what is more important is that on the 3rd, the court will make a pronouncement whether or not the accused persons or any of the accused persons, is guilty of the offenses that we have charged. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, oral cases are. I think that Monday, my mama, itinerary for the week. We a summoner boy case, illegal mining case against Chairman want to me. Oma Kulusi witness a ifo nyina de obekasa bi akasa. Sisi anoma wienti ya set a month today. Obese akawa month na judgment day no adru so akawa month pena judgment day na adru. Andre
Same, kwasi
yentio
akawa month mekai last year MPP Baumia kwasi aka nine
was aka month
and it just for the purposes of judicial fairness. Untumi so shoes mudia yare hosem because on one winim nijina BSC into the mess in the next 30 days MPP phone na no man for phone to us be mountains so say him phone obi anko no nko ya konche ne mpaebo ma untumi nya sade ya konde anu ya de kwesi NDC internal party issues no minua Nuidin akame brebe na me the same penny for the omunayesi form in them to just make sure that the government under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will have that peace and focus at their discharge the mandate. Akoso ama asumdwe na aba oman mu no economy na a stabilize no kwasi mamuso asemo MPP or economist room.
Oh yeah.
Where sure pa?
Yeah.
Ronaldo,
yeah.
Maybe a fantastic team. Also
solid team. No. Economist room.
Yeah.
And nim say say inflation are drop here. And just say what's a nyoma sorted by force. Nim say inflation about 3%. I just say the rate at which you better to know muno
Yeah.
and about 3%.
Because slow pace, yeah.
I'm not bon pao. Oh, dear, having to Nti party issues ne there. Mess company for omon hwe na omon toto nioma. Se ne be ya asomdwie e betena party nim. Na omai Ghana nkoso ene omai Ghana mpuntuo. Akonenim. Tem Oil Refinery. 22nd March. Eba besi June of the year 2021. Nana ye tonto.
Yeah.
Anagana fonkai. Nana ye tonto. Under the guise of Trendco Assets Management Limited negotiations. Say ya de ma omo $22 million. Na omo hwe to omo moto ho bra. Na hwe 5 proposals are Trendco for ne de ba wontina. No busa say okay, ti on beye we yama Tem Oil Refinery every month bia on betua $1,066. E de ama Tem Oil Refinery say yemfa ntuatua ka ne nioma on be hwese mfidie ni na sa aba back on be no busa say enti Trendco for no omo mfa so eye de ya. Enti just about 3-4 years ago, na on my Ghana, under the leadership of Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, Yera Dr. Alhaj Mahmoud Bawumia and Nelsi and Toro Abamano Yo Mampanyino, na ye ton Tema Oil Refinery for $22 million. And the profit before tax, HSA Tema Oil Refinery, and Yamfas was say 1.2 billion Ghana cedis. Share, oh, ton. Tem Oil Refinery for $22 million. 2021, na exchange rate no at the 6 cities. Early 2021, na exchange rate at the 6 cities. Enti wo se wafa omaya japade a etima generating faswo 1.2 billion Ghana cedis. Wo de ma ankurankureku
Faha. Yeah, kwezi kutweti. Adwasi ene namo.
Because the point
But come Kasim road in there. And one
solid.
And 1 year.
See the problem all when you there. Obi yazi bi ama we wa. Na azina we ama wo no. I said that the maybe from where I wouldn't put any general Panama Kakraba. Into contracted Mpocho. Send the and for the man can man or China Yamama in Pocho. I
Samuel Ote.
Or dote.
Oh, so too.
And then say if you have went here.
Ote.
Or do to come.
Yakra Casabam, you know,
What? Na sister Kuriso. The was I was saying a casa or tape.
Anna.
Minister of Trade and Industries.
Oh, okay. Mammy for surgery.
Lawyer,
Yeah, lawyer.
Catch a central jump for today one. Whoop a chow. The me Mon Quene we are Commander Sugar Factory in one started.
On started.
Oh, the other one to Monco we and the Manaco.
How?
And you saw Yabadi.
What the name of your group?
Yeah, Yabadi. Central agent for what that we hear in Commander Sugar Factory, Yaman, when I uncle. Honestly, that's what the man I believe.
Commander Sugar Factory on here.
And that night after I turned them be. Mammy,
no, but all good mammy was you.
It's all
per day, oh, good mammy. Because you see, traded industry, Esha was up. But I'm sort of company to Quandia. Your vice president.
That's how by them, President Toyota, the Monko to Quano.
Your vice president. Adam factory, no. I want in Pedwado.
I'm a stretch.
Exactly. So, maybe trauma and go.
That was stretchy.
Yeah, me my whole son person be call. But the best be cancel so.
Because as I speak to you,
yeah,
Commander Township,
yes,
road to be all the way be a good way.
Oh, I see.
In fact, the main stretch from Commander Junction, also called Commander, the Mukanan, 2016, na yazama contractor.
Okay.
No, other who fee na sa bisin de na yaba na yasa na yaya. There was a quota legudo, first quote egudo. Mbotata say, abe, madam. What's your factory engagement? No, at the one channel. No, so today. Commander, or them opinion back at one, Sana.
Your dear campaign or ha. Na my young interview, na dia dinina no.
Oh,
yeah, 2 near woman.
Crazy.
Also, I start to oh, we are near man.
Catch a day. Oh, we are done in Sumpa, Coho baby, na. Because MPP fan or boy, I wouldn't feel me. This is any opportunity now. That this is our baby.
I think that. And now, my comfort had demo. A year, if anything, project no, or Dama Kumado,
Master the
because of Mema Minty.
That's right.
The vice president.
That's right.
And I think somebody money show.
Our man found go me ho. Call the trade and industry minister.
It's the pressure because you see it is not the work of the vice president.
No.
The work of the trade and industry minister.
Aye.
And to one no say Oshe na se adwuma ye.
Bisa lawyer na there.
Yes, you be bisa no.
Aba banana, aba sama aba.
Yeah.
One can share him na yehu.
One mama so problem on can share me.
So pedo oba na abra.
Yeah.
I am na maka no.
Exactly.
So pedo obo. VIP na abra.
Yeah.
On kama yanse. Because I don't understand.
Me no ya adwene.
Abaze wa ka abaze.
Me no ya adwene.
Nze mo wase na say. Ansa na yase akese skebiem.
Meanwhile, I say at say board was ya tete management
committee be na why committee no why ho adwuma we wa submit one report that one release na yan hwe asem awom. Enwa so onye don ye yi bia so a ono nhwe no onhwe Ghana yi bia why crowd no mfama no onye. Mim there a lot of people have expressed interest.
Yeah.
Nti fama ho na wonye. Ema ya tena wa ama central agent for some kan channel there. Mo onye na adwen na opede 2027 ba.
Dabi ande yam.
Ebe auntie wofana auntie Elizabeth eh.
Anya adwuma.
Lawyer.
Anya adwuma.
Lawyer pocha why.
Anya adwuma.
Yense densem. Me mo ohene bi ankasa. Na ohene bi wo ho a time na wa agba na hwede ya bia na mo onye oba kan nzi.
Yeah.
Oh how?
Yan trauma ni ngwe ma me no ma.
Kwesi no ko wo. Oh da bi o che na adwen enwa.
Anya adwuma.
Na abofo be pede ede hobra upanyin ne enwa. Oya awoda ba abofo na no wuyi ugina nchan. Mama nkan fofo. Abofo ba pede oze hawo. Oze bre no panyin. Da ma abofo na no wuyi ni gina nchan.
Okay.
Nti oge no ye na so ntuma. Nti bi subutuma resign bia.
Of course.
En vie bie no nko no so ya abaze. Committee de da we announce ya bi sin there. Okay say that.
Of course, because ade no ye ka no wanye odi entemo na no ano no.
Senior, mbocha da man crazy am from lawyer na obey me yo.
Ya de beko. Ne yom de ho ne say me no ka say mama etie show no.
Oh, te yo.
Enti ya mama etie show. But say as to say lawyer no so tie I don't know.
Lawyer no no
there. Mo
wuntwa won send the man. Aye.
Obete.
Won send the man.
Obete.
How other ba central no onye.
Obete.
How?
Commander Sugar Factory the one ya.
No, so ya ba I na yesa adu so na gofa ba na wa ba se chew na ya me na adom ya asa na ba yen waze na dey ye.
Untimi kran san farmer ma ye campaign. Say wo dey campaign ya to aba ma. Na say one ye.
Matine he wa.
Na obetimi asara ba campaign da che. Untimi fa.
Matine maybe some na ma pado no. Because the Robins on this Commander Sugar Factory Robins. Impa yoba de jaba ba ta 2 years no.
Fantafo Robins mo
ya. Na I put myself more Robbie.
Ugo can say.
I'm in your home,
okay, at the Nuruddin Isana Otin Kano, the Yamami Elizabeth Foswejare. To be frank with you, Ajumano, Ajumano de son, but you so bit to me, and President Mama de Mawa. Your project be all no more, as I say, your tran radio Susabo Bosso, Commander Sugar Factory. Yes, since 2016, we are test run. Modern Crawford call yes, sugar. The MPP been running it down for 8 years. Now, I don't cry the existing project. But now your banner says some more. Now, share your vice president Unyam. Now, any central region Kekesa, I will mamino and persuaso. What you say? A Timbako brochure up and down, but bad number Babana Sugar Factory. Yes, say your commission because most that species, I should know almost. Eduade Wednesday no almost 6 months. Na abo.
Ya travel because UCC department bi o. I want where you adwuma. Nti the more ahwe na asempo da no ye travel wa acha. Baby awan kai no nhwe ma ye nhwe bi enfama no nye adwuma.
No.
Mpako no gudu ye adwuma. Baby what to be ada ye ye. The factory must be operational.
I don't know.
And you shouldn't go beyond this year.
And yes sir. Factory I know you over Facebook TV ni so. Say na NDC government.
Ya kaya de mama. Say we go for abase chow.
Say na NDC government ja Commander Sugar Factory no honom ti. Say mama wan keka ho a. Yes.
Onje president on ombra no make me ya.
Wan keka ho a. Mama ofuso jare wan keka ho a. Any demonstration bia na ye be ye.
Demonstration na no do wusan na.
Me akasa me dem ho bajim. Because some of us will not sit down.
How?
Say Munguya Mame Vice President anymore. Say Enya Jumasa. Enti na yanko yanim na yafa Sugar Factory nisi. Enti Alaska you feel so call you be na eshe bufu. Eshebufu more. Antwi Ronald Ewaha, Executive Director Edema United Voices for Change. Me just say no.
Because he said them change the assessment. They say United Voices for Development.
United Voices for Development.
They say ye pempuntu.
Na odema production no.
Oh.
And ono okay. Yeah, in fact sir. Akwaba.
Yeah.
Maybe I will go there. Now the member canteen come you know and I do what you buy. Yeah, is how. Member canteen come in better.
Almost as much.
Mura no kana me mash. I might be financial security for.
National security.
About you say baguzu ana. Okoba na for
First na what here
yes.
2017 eba 2024 no. What here ya we wan say wura. National security for ewura mu.
Yeah.
What here wura no ma wura mu. Bibia say ye. Na me na ye adom na yewura John Dramani Mahama by no kru masajo. Yes an ka wote enko mo wura 3 times.
Yeah.
Intimate the national security for.
With them that's pa. Me so what you say fita wa kan ya. I want to say fita to Bako. Is that Bibi Aboko?
Bibi Aboko, Brakwesi Bibi Aboko.
And I am as a